All right, people. So we are almost done with applications of derivatives. We are going to do a certain more things out here. We are done with tangents and normals, to be precise. Then we have completed a module on derivatives to be used as a rate measure. Okay. Now what we are doing is approximations. So it's a short topic that we have, approximations. So what we mean here is there are some things which we can use, or there are some values which we can calculate by applying derivatives. Okay, so let's say we have a function here that is under root 36.6. How do we calculate this value? Under root 36.6, the usual method of calculation will be the actual method based on calculating the square root. But let's say here we assume that let y is equal to, first we assume the function is that of under root, so let y is equal to x. Okay, so in this case we can write delta y is equal to x plus delta x minus under root of x. Okay, this is very much obvious that y or delta y, a small change in the value of y will basically produce a small change in the value of x, that is delta x. So x plus delta x minus x. So here we have delta y. So delta y can be written as, so let's say let x plus delta x is equal to 36.6. so where x is equal to 36, so obviously delta x has a value of 0.6. X, delta x has a value of 0.6. Okay, now delta y is equal to x plus delta x minus x. So here we have x plus delta x minus x. So we can say that this would be 36.6 under root minus x. So that will be how much? 36. That will be under root 36. Okay, x is 36, so this will be how much? 36.6 minus 6. So that will be delta y is equal to under root of 36.6 minus 6. So we have here x plus delta y, that is 36.6. so here, sorry, this will be basically, so we can say so we can say here that this is basically equal to 6. So 36.6 under root can be written as delta y plus 6. 36 plus 6 is equal to delta y plus 6. Under root 36.6 will be equal to delta y plus 6. Okay. Now what we need to calculate is how much would be the value of delta y. Now understand this, that delta y for small values upon delta x, this can be written as dy by dx, or we can say delta y is equal to dy by dx into delta x. So if we were to calculate the value of delta y in this case, that will be dy by dx at x is equal to 36.6 into delta of x. We have already calculated the value of delta x to be 0.6. So in this case, see here y is equal to under root x. So dy by dx, here we have y is equal to x raised to half. So dy by dx will be half x, half minus 1. So that will be half x minus half. Okay, so that will be 1 by 2 under root x. That will be 1 by 2 under root x. So this will be 1 by 2 under root x. 1 by 2 under root x at x is equal to, okay, so this will be basically x will be equal to 36. At x will be equal to 36 into delta x, which has a value of 0.6. So what do we have here? 1 by 2 under root of 36 will give you 6 into 0.6. Okay, so that's how much? 0.6 by 12. We are calculating the value of delta y here. Okay, so this will be how much? 0.5. This will be 0.5. So delta y has already been calculated. So here we can say that under root of 36.6, as we saw, under root of 36.6 is delta y plus 6. So 36.6 this will be delta y, that is 0.5 plus 6, that is 6.5 approximately, not the exact value but approximate value. So what we have to do first is define the function. So here we had an under root function, we defined the function y is equal to under root of x. The next thing that we have to do is delta y is equal to x plus delta x minus x. So we have to assume that x is equal to 36, the nearest, basically. How do we come to this figure? So 36.6, the nearest square number here is 36. So we have taken x is equal to 36, which we can significantly find out, and 0.6 is remaining, so delta x becomes 0.6. So x plus x, delta x minus x. So y will be 36.6 minus under root 36. So this will be 36.6 minus 6. So delta y will be 36.6 minus 6. So 36.6 under root will be delta y plus 6. Okay. Okay, now we have delta y. Delta y by delta x is equal to dy by dx. So delta y has a value of dy by dx into delta x. So delta y will be dy by dx at x is equal to 36 into delta x. Delta y is equal to 1 by 2 under root x, that is x is equal to 36 into 0.6. So that will be 1 by 2 into 6 into 0.6, that is 0.5. Okay. Now delta x, so we have y is equal to x raised to half, dy by dx is equal to half x raised to half, so this will be 1 by under root 2x. So that gives us a value of 6.5. That gives us a value of 6.5. We'll cover some more problems out here. Okay, so we are going to try and find out more ways in which we can basically find out the approximate values. So here, let's say we have sine 3. We have to find out the value of sine 3. So again, the first attempt would be to define y and x. So this will be y is equal to sine x. Let's say y is equal to sine x, where x has a value of 3. Okay, y is equal to sine x, where x has a value of 3. Now understand this. So what will be delta y? This will be equal to sine x plus delta x. That will be sine x plus delta x minus sine of x. Okay, sine x plus delta x minus sine of x, that will be delta y. Okay, so here we have delta y, that is sine of 3. So if we take x plus delta x, so here we know the value of sine pi. Okay, so let's say if we know the value of sine pi, which means sine 3.14, pi radians means 3.14. Okay, so the closest value to 3 is 3.14, for which we are aware of the value. Okay, we have to always hunt for the closest value for which we are aware of the exact value. So here sine 3, the closest value will be sine 3.14, and we are aware of sine 3.14. So in this case, what we can say is let's say let x is equal to 3.14. Let x is equal to 3.14, and delta x, let's say, is equal to minus 0.14. So we have here x as 3. So what we have here is, so 3 will be equal to, that is y, 3 will be equal to, or we have here, so this is going to give us 3. Okay, this is going to give us 3. So if we have x plus delta x minus sine x, which means sine 3.14 minus sine of x, sine of this will be x plus delta x is equal to 3, correct. So x plus delta x, so we can say that here x plus delta x is equal to 3. That's the value that we have to find. Sine 3 minus sine 3.14, just putting the values here, x plus delta x is equal to 3. Okay, and x is 3.14. This will be equal to delta y, or we can say the value of sine 3 is equal to delta y minus sine 3.14. So this will be delta y minus sine 3.14. So this will be delta y, or plus it's brought here, so delta y plus sine 3.14. Now we know that delta y by delta x is equal to dy by dx. Okay, or we can say delta y is equal to dy by dx into delta x, that is delta x. So this will be at x is equal to 3. So we have x, the value as 3.14. So dy by dx, Now we know that y is equal to sine of x. So what will be dy by dx? That will be cos of x. So this will be cos of x, that is x is equal to 3.14, and delta x we know has a value of how much? Minus 0.14. We have to be careful about the sign here. So this will be minus 0.14. Okay, so cos x means cos 3.14 into minus 0.14. so cos 3.14 here means cos pi into minus 0.14. cos pi has a value of minus 1 and this is minus 0.14. so this will be 0.14. so this is going to be, so delta y has a value of 0.14. so delta y has a value of 0.14. so sine 3 will have a value of delta y, that is 0.14, plus sine of 3.14, that is sine of pi. Sine pi we know is 0. Sine pi, the value is 0. 180 plus 0, that is 0. So this will be 0.14. So sine 3 will have a value of 0.14. That's how we are going to find out the value. Okay. So in this problem, we have to basically find out the approximate volume of a metal in a hollow spherical shell whose internal and external radii are 3 centimeter and 3.005 centimeter. Okay, so the volume of the shell will be how much? This will be equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube minus r cube. Okay, so internal and external radii, this is basically the external radii and this is the internal radii. So this will mean 4 by 3 pi r cube, that will be 3.0005 cube minus 3 cube. So this will be 3.005 cube minus 3 cube. So what will this value be? Now we have to basically find this. So this is known to us, that is 27. So let y is equal to x cube and let x be equal to 3.0005. Okay, so how do we find this out? So here we have dy by dx, this will be equal to 3x square. Okay, so if we have to find out dy by dx at x is equal to 3, so we can say x is equal to 3 and delta x here is equal to 0.0005. so dy by dx at x is equal to 3 will be equal to 3x square, that means 3 into 3 square, that is 27. Okay, delta x we know is 0.005. okay, now how do we find this out? Delta x is equal to, so we know that y is equal to x plus delta x cube minus x cube. Okay, so this will be y, so delta y here will be equal to, so we can say that delta y is equal to 3.0005 cube minus 3 cube. Okay, so we can say 3.0005 cube is equal to delta y plus 3 cube. Now we have to find out this value of delta y. So we know that delta y by delta x here is approximately equal to dy by dx at x is equal to 3. So delta y will be equal to dy by dx at x is equal to 3 into delta x. So dy by dx at x is equal to 3, that will be how much? So this will be dy by dx into delta x. dy by dx at x is equal to 3, we know that it is 27 into delta x. What will be the value of delta x here? Obviously delta x here is equal to 0.005, so 0.0005. so here we have 7 5s are 35, 5 2s are 10, 3 13, 1 0.0135. so this will be 0.0135. so delta y here has a value of this much, so we can just put this value out there. so 3.0005 cube will be equal to delta y, that is 0.0135 plus 3 cube, that is 27. so this will be equal to 27.0135. so we can say 3.0005 cube will be equal to 27.0135. Okay, so that's how we are going to do this here. I'm sorry, the last portion remained here, 27.0135. That's basically for 3.0015. Okay, so we have to calculate the volume. So this will be 4 by 3 into pi. This value will be how much? 27.0135. This value will be 27. So we will have here 4 by 3 pi into 0.0135. 7 1 is 7. Okay, so this will be basically going by 4 by 3 into 22 by 7 into 0.0135. So this comes out to be 7 1 is 7. 7 1 is 7. 63, approximately 7. So whatever this volume comes out to be, this would be the volume of the, this will be the volume of the shell. Okay, we'll take up more problems here. Okay, so in this case we have to basically find out the approximate value of f 5.001. Now here we have fx equal to x cube minus 7x square plus 15. Okay, so here we have to find out x plus delta x. Obviously x will have a value of 5 and delta x will have a value of 0.001. So if we say that this will be fx plus delta x, fx plus delta x, so this is basically delta y, or we can say this, that if this is y is equal to fx, okay, y is equal to fx, that is how much? X cube minus 7x square plus 15. So here we have delta y is equal to or let's say y plus delta y, that is delta y plus y will be equal to fx plus delta x minus fx. You can say that delta y is equal to fx plus delta x minus fx. Okay, so this will mean fx plus delta x is equal to delta y plus fx, which means f 5.5 plus 0.001, that is 5.001, will be equal to delta y, that is basically delta y, which we have to find out, delta y plus fx, that is f of 5, x is 5. So delta y can be written here as f 5.001. this will be equal to delta y, that is equal to how much? Delta y will be equal to dy by dx, at x is equal to 5 plus f of 5, dy by dx at x is equal to 5 plus f of 5. So dy by dx at x is equal to 5 will be how much? This will be 3x square minus 7x at x is equal to 5, plus f of 5. F of 5 will be how much? Delta y by delta x plus f of 5. Delta y by delta x, oh I'm so sorry. So here delta y will be equal to, so here we have delta y by delta x as equal to dy by dx. So delta y will be equal to dy by dx into delta x, So delta y here is dy by dx into delta x. So this will be dy by dx into delta x, which is how much? Into delta x. Delta x in this case is 0.01. So this will be 0.001 plus f of 5. F of 5, that means 5 cube minus 7 into 5 square plus 15. Okay, so that will be how much? 3x square, that is 3 into 25 minus 7 into 5, 3 into 75 into 0.001, and this will be how much? Let's take this out here. as plus, so this will be 125 minus 25 into 7, 5 sevens are 35, 7 twos are 14, 15, 16, 17, minus 175 plus 15. So that's going to be how much? This will be 75 minus 7 fives are 35 into 0.001 plus 125 minus 75. So that's going to be minus 50 plus 15. So this is going to be how much? 75 minus 35. 75 minus 35, that will be 0. 40 into 0.001 minus 35. So this will be 0.04. So this will be 0.0040. Yes, 0.004 minus 35. So this will be 35.00, 0.04. This will be, so this will be minus 34.96. Minus 34.96. This is going to be the value. Okay, that's going to be the value of the function of fx. Okay. Okay, so where we have find the approximate change in the volume of a cube of side x meters caused by increasing the side by 1%. So here we have volume of a cube as equal to x cube. Now here there is a change of 1%. Now delta x here is how much? 1%. So which means we have to basically delta x will be how much? 1 by 100, that is 0.01. okay, so delta v will be how much? Delta v will be equal to delta, this will be basically what? So just as we have delta y is equal to x plus delta x cube. Just one moment here, sorry, kind of got a call here. So delta v will be equal to x plus delta x cube minus minus x cube. Okay, minus x cube, or we can say here it will be how much? We have to basically find out the value of delta v. So delta v will be equal to we just have to find out the value of delta v. So delta v by delta x can be written as dy by dx. So delta v can also be written as dy by dx into delta x, or delta v is equal to dy by dx at x is equal to 0.01 into delta x. So dy by dx here will be how much? That will be d by dx of x cube, that is equal to 3x square. So delta v is equal to 3x square with x being equal to 0.01 into delta x, that is 0.01. So that will be 3 into 0.01 ka square into 0.01. So how much would we get here? Dy by dx, that is 3x square. Oh, I'm so sorry. Here x is equal to so x will be just x square. Will be just x square. So this will be 0.03 x square. 0.03 x square. So delta v will be equal to 0.03 x square. So therefore we can say that the volume, volume of the cube changes by 0.03 times the area of the cube, or we can say 0.03 times x square, changes by 0.03 times x square. So this basically completes your section of approximations. Not much of things out here. Okay, we have Rolle's theorem after this which we'll cover in applications of derivatives. Okay.